Graduation season is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been over a year. Things like that make you appreciate how long a year is now. Like, as soon as you're out of university and out of school and stuff, there aren't any real, like, milestones to gate time by. So it just kind of feels like the year just blitzes past because there's no set markers yet. I need to talk to you about sagas again, but otherwise I'm hobbling in today. My ankle is still a bit swollen, but it's not as bad as it was. It hurts a bit with like certain types of movements, so like moving from the brake to the accelerator pedal, that hurts a bit. I can mostly walk on it and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm heading on into the office, mainly because I'm going to go fucking mental if I stay at home, effectively. Well, this morning at work, I turned up and turned out that the entire purpose, this entire story I've been working on for the past week or so, is basically one massive misunderstanding. So what I did was allow you to add a ongoing charge, happy days, right? So I let you add an ongoing charge, one bam thank you man, copy it from the old way that we did it on a different thing that's exactly the same as the one we're currently doing, prompt it all through, cool, push it through to dev, get it signed off, tested, happy days. Goes into test, gets rejected because it's not displaying the existing charge if you have one. And I'm like, oh, is that a requirement? Is it? Look at the user story. Yeah, it is. It is a requirement. Oh, silly me. So I go through, add in that piece of functionality. It's not really a bug. I didn't deliver the user story. So I deliver that, show the tester today, and he's like, oh, the user story says, like, you should never be able to edit it. It's read-only no matter what. I'm like, what do you... I thought the user story was, if you have one, you can't edit it. If you don't have one, you can add one. He's like, no. I'm like, what the fuck? So I did that today, but I finally got rid of it. It's off my hands. My next story, I shit you not, is literally a user story that's like, add this page on and then see however much we get for free, so I can figure out what user stories I have to raise for it. Cool. So that's fun. Otherwise, I spent the morning in refinement. We've got a new guy joining our team. He's not new, he works for elsewhere in the company, but he's pulled him into our project because we fucking need him. And I've been like spinning him up and some others up on like the general architecture of the platform, and all that kind of shit. And we had some refinement because we refined a user story that he was picking up. So I spent most of my morning doing that and helping him out with hitting the ground running with like our process and all that kind of shit. So, but we need to talk sagas. As you know, over the past couple of days I've been fighting with sagas, trying to get them to do what I need them to do. And I've got a bug at the moment where if the second event is raised or read before the first event has finished or started in any way, shape or form, then it basically just swallows the second message. Sorry, it swallows the second message when it got first, and just that never happened to it. Basically just gone. So it gone off the face of the earth. It doesn't do anything with it. It doesn't do shit all. It doesn't even put it on the error queue. It don't do shit. Not good. It's literally the last thing you want from a message bus service, because their entire purpose is you put something on the message bus and it gets done, or it goes into an error queue so it can be done when it's fixed. So that's not good. And basically the core of it comes down to the fact that my sagas, although it's basically like called a saga repository and it stores data against itself, it's basically just a glorified message handler, it creates one instance of this message handler and then just pulls itself back out of the database all the time. And I'm effectively hand cranking all of the logic I need to orchestrate what happens when it gets messages, which is far from good. That's far from useful. So all of the things about like you having to go through it in a certain order, what happens if one of them fails, I get none of that myself. I'm basically got to hand crank all that logic myself, unless I use that autonomous thing that I was talking about using the other day, which I thought was like an optional extra to help you, but it's not. That is actually the Saga thing. You can't do it the way I'm doing it. That's the in-service bus way. And N-Service Bus behind the scenes does a load of shit that Mass Transit behind the scenes doesn't do. So that's frustrating AF. There is a way of doing what I want to do at the moment with Autonomy Minimus. Put Stack Overflow and something on the forums to be like, hey guys, is there a way to do this without using Autonomy Minimus? Because Autonomy Minimus is like next to impossible to unit test. And I don't like that about it, to be honest with you. My foot is so fucking itchy for my fucking swollen foot. I can walk on it though, it doesn't hurt much. And it looks like the swelling's going down, but it's itchy AF. That's where I'm at at the moment, which is a pain in goddamn neck. The irony is it's not even that difficult to replicate the issue. I'm assuming because the initial message, so it receives, basically my API goes off and does I do two requests to the API, and both of them put something on this saga. One of them starts the saga, one of them is second step of the saga. And it basically goes bang, as soon as it gets the result of that, it goes bang again. And the API is putting on the bus, but I think the first message, because it's creating the saga, takes a little bit longer than the second message does. So they basically get the message at more or less the same time, like a fraction of a second apart, and then the second one blitzes through, because it doesn't need to do half of the saga setup stuff. And then is lost because the first one basically just overwrites it. Or it doesn't actually officially pick it up, it just returns a 200 OK. And it's like, yeah, cool, I've definitely processed that for you, fam. So, it's a bit of a bitch. I'm not really sure how to get around it either, to be honest. Otherwise, it's like 7:20 again, and Laura's still not back, so I'm just chilling. Ah, fuck. It looks like it's just not possible, babe. Someone has just commented on my Stack Overflow question to say it's not possible, and he is the principal architect of mass transit. FML! FML! I'm really hungry. Get the oven on, boys! She's coming back. I'm just waiting now for a text message to say she's on the bus, and then we can put dinner in. She's finally got on the bus. So I was just about to head out. She's having bus trouble. Getting back on. I was just about to head out and get her in the car instead. Dad rung though, and he was like, "Hey, do you know what that T-shirt you wore at Formula 1? How's that?" And I'm like, "I washed it, I think." Why? And he's like, "I had to throw mine away because I couldn't get it clean again." Look at this. It's going to be difficult to show without, because cameras will just adjust their white balance. So that is a white piece of paper, as you can tell, and that is how yellow the front of that T-shirt is. The back is all right. That is like white look. So comparatively, like you can see around the edges, it's really yellow, and there, it's not really showing up that well on camera. It's really white, and that is all like exhaust fumes from the cars, which is insanity. You can see that there against the white T-shirt. Look at that. So that unfortunately is going in the bin. I'm saying that one of my biggest troubles in life is trying to find T-shirts that are V-necked and like that, because I don't like round neck T-shirts. They're the only T-shirts anyone ever sells. But luckily, finding V-neck white T-shirts isn't that bad. You can get white and black T-shirts, but you can't get coloured ones, and that's what I really want. Oven's warm. Let's put dinner in. A deep dive last night into all of the mass transit stuff, and it's no way. I think I can see a way of doing it, but it would mean like changing how it works rather than allowing you to augment how it works at will, which I don't think they'll go with. But otherwise, it's not built for that kind of pipeline shit. So I've had to have this weird, shitty workaround where my message processor will only ever take off one message at a time, which gets me around the situation. But obviously, it's not a brilliant solution. I need to figure out a better way around that. Whether or not I go down the autonomous route, hand crank something in myself to deal with it, but I'm not sure how that's going to be possible, because literally like, the message handler isn't even there when it first accepts the message, bizarrely. I don't know, we'll get there. I've got a temporary workaround, and like I say, there's my Stack Overflow and GitHub requests. Maybe they'll come back with a solution at some point in the future. If not, then I can just YOLO my way in with a different solution. And if I have to switch to Anonymous at a later date, it's not the end of the world. Until then, I could just work at one. I'm in Service Fabric, so I could just spin up like 5 different servers to deal with it instead of. No, it doesn't actually help. Never mind. Otherwise, working from home today, I've got this weird thing that I've got to do, which is kind of a Spike task, kind of a user story, kind of a bit of both at the same time. So that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm just kind of chipping away at it, living the dream. Although I did just spend about half an hour trying to find why I was fucking 404 in. God damn. I'm like, what do you mean? Why are you 404 in? That's the correct URL. and it's the I was using the route tag wrong. Fucking dickhead! Oh my god, you guys, it's raining. It hasn't rained in well, it drizzled yesterday, but it hasn't rained in so long. I just gotta close the windows because it's gonna get wet. I'm John, ladies and gentlemen, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, but I haven't actually gone to bed yet. I went out, finished working, had an earlier nap than normal because I didn't have to commute. Earlier nap than normal, had some dinner, we went out to play some snooker. We were going to go on Wednesday, but the football was on. We went instead today and had an absolute hoot. We played, it was me, Josh, Eamon and this guy called James, which I've not met before, but he's cool as well. And we played 3 games of snooker, undefeated, just saying. And after that we went to a bar for last orders, and then we didn't leave there until like, I didn't get back here till about 1ish, and I've just been like trying to chill out and whatnot. Obviously this food bar's my sleeping pattern a little bit. My plan of attack is now instead to, because normally I'd be waking up, which is weird to think about, I'd be waking up in about half an hour. What I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to go to bed at 2, or thereabouts, and then wake up after my normal nap in the morning, so 6. I'm basically like invert a little bit, so go 4 hours. That's not enough, 4 hours. No, it's not that bad. Effectively sleep over to my first nap and then roll that all into one hit and then go from there. Because effectively I've not missed the nap, I've just shifted it a bit. And that's totally fine. So, alright. That was a jolly good, that was an absolute hoot of a time. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Totally missed snooker and I have no idea why we don't go more often. But we're going to try and go. We always say that every single time we do it. We're going to try. Oh, we've had a fun day today. It's been so much fun. Went out for a brief walk and otherwise had just a load of work to do. I finished off the chunk of work that I was doing to do my current user story. I was planning on putting all the PRs through and code reviewing it this evening rather than tomorrow morning. The grounds that it's obviously a little bit less labour intensive to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know what I mean. And that's all that matters. We had an evening of playing Xbox and watching Sneaky Pete. But otherwise today we've been going through our a lot of house stuff. We're like the very, 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 very final stages. Very, very final stages. So just like jumping through the last couple of hoops, making sure we've read everything, making sure we understand everything, that kind of day. So much fun. I heard there's supposed to be sand dunes at this beach. Never been to this beach before, but there ain't no sand dunes. This is a really nice beach and it's really like quiet, but it's way too hot and there's like no cover. I think one of the worst things is because the sea is so far away, you can't like dip your feet in and cool down, you know. And the bit between us and the sea is dangerous, sinking sand and mud. It did not last long out in that heat. We came running back here with our tail between our legs. It was quite a long drive as well. And whatnot, but it was, my god, was it warm. Came back here, I've been doing a little bit of work. I've merged in all of the code I need to do to master for the branch that I was currently working on and started looking at something else. Also, reading my book. I've been thinking about ways that I can start exploring what customers want. And I have a couple of ideas. And I just need to, spent a bit of time trying to figure out what kind of contacts I can leverage. That was my, some of my evening. I spent a bit of time fixing a bug that I introduced, and, no, 2 bugs I introduced. I've got that deployed and fixed out, so that's good. Nice bit of overtime. There's no point doing overtime in a week. IMO, just do it at the weekend. It's easier to do, and you get paid more. Point flogging it out during the week, only to then not have anything to do at the weekend, is there? God damn. But yeah, what else would we do today? That's it, to be honest with you. Today's kind of raced by. I currently have a bit of a headache forming, so I need to go to bed. Waking up at 2. I didn't wake up last night, and I didn't go swimming this morning either. Why didn't I wake up last night? I vaguely remember my alarms going off and like scrambling to turn them off, but obviously didn't wake up. So, what a letdown. I'm on it tomorrow. I'm working from home tomorrow, but I'm also on a training course for the first half of the day. So kind of half not. Thought I had a first aid training thing today at 9. Just got an email notification reminding me that it's 8:45. So it looks like the longboard is going to have to go into GT mode. We're going to have to fly. It's made partially worse by the fact that I need to go at least a little bit. I need to go through that tunnel. So I might have to walk at least a little bit, but otherwise we need to gun it. We'll make it in loads of time. Look, it's nice and dry in here so I can go quick. It's absolutely fucking freezing though. It's got to be said. Jesus, I'm shivering. Oh, walking around here would be absolutely bloody perfect. Just straight off the path, close enough I'd be able to use the other wheels. I was thinking about changing the wheels. Oh no, because I need to longboard all the way in tomorrow. We have another guy making all that trumping noise in the dream, ladies and gentlemen. Right, okay, back to work. Had lunch. Back to work. And an absolute hoot ATM, ladies and gentlemen. I'm mapping data onto the world's least well thought out SOAP message. Love it. Quite a nice breeze coming through though. I'm trying not to let myself snack. I don't snack while I'm at work, so there's no need for me to snack here. God damn. I am struggling a tad. So there is that. God dickety damn doodle. What I absolutely detest about shit like this is it's just an absolute stab in the fucking dark. Like, what shape does this data have to be in? How much data do I need in order to put it there? You look at the object, it's just fucking everything in the world. So I'm like, I don't have all that data. I can find it, but I don't have it. Like, so far we have like different types of transactions. And by the looks of it, my transaction is basically just not like any of the other fucking transactions. It's just its own fucking beast. This is the kind of like API where you call it with like an update command, and anything that you don't give it, it wipes. So if you have an email address stored and you don't give it your current email address, it'll just fucking wipe it. Just set it to null. Don't give a shit. I don't care, bruh. It's gone now. You didn't want that anyway, did you? Because you told me you didn't want it because you passed me null. Just trying to figure out how to fucking re-architect this thing. Why do I always have to do the re-architect? I fucking hate this. So like what we effectively have is we have create, where you can create stuff. So you can create account. That's like a command. There's update account, which is a bitch, because that means you have to like pass it all the data, otherwise it will just fucking shit the bed. All the other applications seem to have blah 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 application, or blah 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 application, blah 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 application. Fucking dickhead's application is just update me, bitch. Like you can, and it's fucking hell. It's one of them things as well. Where it's like, if I need some extra data, like I could start now and just dive through, just start fucking just ripping it apart and just smash something in. But if I need data, all that top level mapping needs to be redone, because I'm now passing something else in. And that nearly means pulling all the logic out, which is currently in the domain, up out of the domain, because it needs to go cross domain to get information from other domains. Don't want to do it. Hey Google, play ocean sounds. I need to relax.
Here's what the ocean sounds
God damn
like.
it. Right. I love this sound. I wish. My favourite thing about being around the seaside is being able to hear waves crashing. It's just so fucking good. The problem is, the problem I actually have with sounds like that, actually, it's like curveball, is sometimes when I'm at work, I sleep to like a white noise generator. It's not quite sounds like that, but it is. But that means I can't really listen to sounds like that when I'm at work. Like when I'm sick of music, I can't just put my headphones in and listen to that. It sends me sleepy, which is quite the pain. But I can listen to that. This rain here is poo-pooing my plan of longboarding in tomorrow. You know what? I've seemingly become so pissed off at the way that Google Keep works as our shopping. We use Google Keep as our shopping list app, and it's trash. It fucks me off. It fucks me off so much, and I've spent about like 45 minutes now drawing out how I think a better one would look and work. And I'm contemplating doing it if I already don't have enough fucking time. I think it's a good idea, to be honest, to her. And maybe it's a little bit different and something I could just whip together, but I could never whip things together, it's not my style. But I'm thinking of just seeing if I could just throw some fucking thing. How many times have I said I'm going to throw something together though on this vlog and nothing ever came out of it? countless. Stayed up a little bit later last night after I went to bed, you know what I mean? I was looking into the logistics of building either a progressive web app and then marketing that as a normal Android app effectively, or whether or not Xamarin would be the better way to go. Something where I'm just so massively out of my depth though. I could build a website, but things like interactive drag and drop, you know, so it looks like a mobile app. That's where it all falls down for me. So I don't know whether Xamarin's the better way to go. Again, I don't have time for any of this shit. Oh, is that fence blocking me getting through here? It's alright. But yeah, I think I'm having, I was talking to Laura about this, I think I'm going through a state where I'm just like so frustrated, where I'm just looking for any kind of creative outlet to do something different, you know? And I think that's like the root cause of all of this. But anyway, I'm walking in today because we're going to a developer session after, where we're going to talk about Blazor, which is interesting. It's an idea where we can run C# on the browser instead of JavaScript. Something that I went to a talk about before, like a long time ago, but now it's like been officially picked up by the .NET core guys at Microsoft. That is something that I am looking forward to do, but normally on a day like this I longboard in and get the train. However, it rained last night, as I showed you yesterday, and the floor looked wet when I looked out the window, so I decided to bus. Does the floor look wet to you? Yeah. No. To be fair, carrying my longboard from the train station to where the meetup is, it's not, when I've got a friend to walk with, it's not a fun prospect. So I don't have a ticket yet. Do you reckon I'll make the o'clock train? Bear in mind my watch is 5 minutes fast. 6-minute delay not only means that I made it comfortably, but also that I had time to go to the toilet as well. For the record, I was on the platform at 2 minutes to, so made it. I'm reading the Lean Startup at the moment, and I did read what's the other one? $100 Startup, which was kind of like, it was interesting, and I took like a lot from it, but it's not like amazingly relevant to the kind of thing that I want to do in my life. But the Lean Startup is just like so hashtag fucking relevant for like everything I'm doing, for everything work's doing. It's incredible. It's really interesting how something can just like speak the obvious, and you're like, yeah, obviously, but fuck me. Was the talk after work interesting, ladies and gentlemen? It was on Blazor, and it's the saddest thing in the world. There's like 100 people in the room. Picture that. And then there's literally things happening and people are like, that is so cool. And everyone's like clapping, they're loving it. It was a talk by Steve Sanderson about Blazor, which is something that is a very experimental feature that is coming to the .NET framework, coming soon. They're hoping, apparently, well, they're hoping to release it like within like a year or so, or however long it's going to be, but they're effectively using WebAssembly instead of JavaScript. And it is dope. It looks so dope. All about that life, fam. So that was great. Really enjoyed that. Obviously went with someone from work. We left work, wandered over, had a quick peach daiquiri before we headed in. Lived the goddamn dream. And then we obviously sorted out all of our usual shit. I really enjoy those things where it's just like this. It's very rare I get to talk about work with someone who also knows it all, you know, because I've only really got Laura to talk to, or Josh every now and again, but obviously he doesn't know specifics, he just knows the general gist. But yeah, so that was good. Otherwise today we had like a load of HLE, or we're pulling in more stuff, solutionising, and otherwise I've gone dual vertical monitors. I've just got onto a piece of work now where I need to do mappers, and effectively we've got like these great big, we're mapping our data onto this great big, so we're going from a relatively like hierarchical structure to just an insanely flat one with way too many fields on that you ever need, and like the class file, because it automatically generates, that's something like 20,000 lines long. Our automapper files are nearly like 1,000 lines, and the tests are obviously like 3,000 plus. So I've now gone vertical, tests, code, laptop in the middle, to have like all the test runner and solution files and all that kind of stuff on it. It's great. It's absolutely great. I'm a proper convert to the vertical monitor life. It's a pretty long video now. Maybe I should have ended it last night. So ever so cold in the mornings, but I woke up last night at about 3 o'clock. I'm out of my sleeping pad, but I woke up at 3 o'clock because it was just so hot. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to deal with at the moment, like admin related stuff. So I haven't got time to, well no, I'm just I fell out of it basically, my sleeping pattern, and struggled to get back into it because I've got to keep running errands at lunch and all that kind of shit. So, got a couple of phone calls to make. Get on the blower. All I can say is it finally looks like things are moving, you know? Thank fuck. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of admin today, it was mainly all this evening, but I did a little bit of lunch and then came back. I left the house after I got back 3 times. One time to go buy some eggs, because we needed some for egg fried rice. Because we forgot to buy them on Monday, so I had to longboard up and get some eggs. On a side note, not the best thing to carry on a longboard. If something were to go wrong, they would definitely break. I had to go pick up Laura from town because she left work late because she had an overhanging meeting. And then we headed off to Beth and Ben's for them to help us out with some admin. Otherwise work, I got to the end of the thing that I was doing, but I haven't tested it yet. I've tested it, I've written all the tests, but I haven't ran it yet. So it's inevitably going to fail when I run it. So it's going to fall over a couple of times, and then I'll run it, and then it'll do something we don't want it to do, and then I'll have to change it, and then hopefully at some point tomorrow I can get that sorted. So that's good. But otherwise, another boring day. Another old boring day. I've also got a flannel, because you know how I was saying my foot had like swollen up? It's now gone really, like, there's a massive rash on it. It's really fucking itchy. And I'm trying to like cool it down with a cool flannel. Which helps a lot, but it's so itchy, goddamn. Otherwise, should I set an alarm for 2 o'clock? Yes or no? Last couple of days I haven't got up. Will I get up today? Oh, something flew in. You bastard. I don't know. I will find out tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll catch you later. It's nearly 11 o'clock, so currently fine already, boys. I'm gonna get up. I need to pull my finger back out again, and stop letting like work stuff affect home stuff, because then home stuff just pisses me off, and I get more mad at work stuff. That fucking continuous cycle that we have. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Thanks for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a long one. We're catching up now, ever so slowly, if y'all have noticed. So, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.